A severe storm hit Sicily, Italy, caused heavy rain, strong winds and widespread flooding in several cities including Palermo and Catania. The extreme weather events, which struck without warning, turned streets into rivers, disrupted transportation and left thousands of residents without electricity and with damaged property. Local authority issued several weather warnings on the island who received rainfall significantly above the seasonal average. Videos show a dramatic scene where, posted on social media, cars submerged into water, people waist deep water in the floodwaters, and emergency service trying to reach stranded cities. Meteorologists report that the storm deployed rapidly over the Mediterranean Sea under the influence of low pressure system combined into high sea surface temperature, and a phenomenon that is becoming increasingly common due to climate change. The human toll of storm is still being assessed. At least 3 deaths have been confirmed so far, including the elderly man who drowned in flooding basement in Messina and young delivery driver who was swept away by floodwaters in Catania. Dozens of people have been injured, many of them due to falling debris in traffic incidents on the road, middle-sized pillar or rain. Sicilian Governor Renata Sicily visited the flooded areas on Tuesday, calling that the damaged helicopters and promised long-term support. We will not abandon ill people. The recovery will be swift and complete, we promised during the press conference. Local volunteers are in the affected areas, dirty, flood and helping to clear debris. Social media is now filled not only image and destructive but also of solidarity. Neighbors stretch offering shoulders and young groups organized donated drivers. School in several provinces remain closed to damage assessment continue. Psychologists have been sent to provide assistance to children and families affected by trauma, especially in the hardest hit community of Gela and Lixita.
Hi! Wow, I'm loot! Wow! Sino dito? Remember! Ito is Putti! Wow! Tignan sila!
Sicily Civil Protection Chief Fabio Crusoe warning about the increasingly unstable Mediterranean climate economy, warning from climatologists who said that the sea surface temperature now about 27 Celsius are contributed to the formation of more tropical cyclones now at the Mediterranean. Local media including Roberto Lagola of Palermo and Etnico Tragico of Catania have requested emergency funds of support from the national government. Cleanup efforts are ongoing with more than 1,400 civil protection volunteers and firefighters involved in the cleanup debris and draining flooded areas. Environmental groups such as Bird and Colson Italy in the speed up infrastructure urged, especially in the southern cities prone on flooding. Experts from the University of the Palermo know that 16% of region drainage system are outdated or inundated from the today extreme weather conditions. As Sicily begins in a powerful recovery, the message is clear. Climate disasters are no longer a distant possibility, they are not happening now with the devastating consequences. Experts warn that the Mediterranean region is becoming increasingly vulnerable to such storms. In the recent report by European Environmental Agency, Sicily was identified as a climate hotspot facing rising sea levels, heat waves and now extreme rainfall. As the sky begins to clear, attention turned to recover. Damage assessment now ongoing to questions are being raised about the urban planning drainage system and early warning protocols. But for many Sicilians, healing will take no longer. As a Gila manga, whose home was destroyed, it said with the tears here years. We survived but not lost everything. Now we have started all over again.
Piazza Domo. E che varie legacy. আমার রেস্টুরেন্টে পানি ঢোকার সম্ভাবনা বেশি। আমার রেস্টুরেন্টের পাশেই ঘটনা।
Residents found themselves stranded in their homes waiting for rescue teams to arrive. The heat of Italy, Rome and entire city forced in all shared challenges at the Colosseum, an enduring symbol of Rome history, stood the silent weather the raging storm as a rain and wind threatening to erode an instant forecast. Trees turned into rivers and historic basins became waterloo that caused extensive damage of city infrastructure. Italian authorities renovated their epoch-changing response to time of crisis point of action. Emergency service working tirelessly to rescue those trapped in the rising floodwaters and restore essential service helicopters. However, over-submerged areas airlifting residents to safety, the firefighters braved elements to reach those in need. The Italian government has declared a state of emergency in the several regions, mobilized rescue workers and deployed to army to aid the evacuation efforts. Civil protection authorities have urged people in the affected areas to remain cautious to need official warning to forecast in coming days. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni visited in affected areas and presented their solidarity with the victims and pledged government support to reconstruction efforts. This is a national emergency and we are working closely with the local authorities to ensure the safety of all residents, she said. Climate experts warn that such extreme weather events become more frequent due to climate change. Italy, with a varied geography, is particularly vulnerable in the affected changing weather patterns. The combination of heavy rainfall, property, maintained infrastructure, and urban explosion into flood-prone areas is exact but in the impact of the recent storms.